Okay, so welcome back. This is the Javelin again, modified. As I said I would, I've put the air intake at the front. I haven't sorted out the landing gear just yet, the rear bogies anyway. So I've modified the wings, still procedural wings, but that's a supersonic procedural wing, and that is the control surface. This is an all moving supersonic wing, just forms the rudder itself. Okay, so quite a few people have been having problems in the forums, and I was also having problems as well for a very long time, until I realised what was actually going on. I mean, it's down to centre of gravity and lift. You have to have them so they're almost, in fact, the perfect position for both of these is to be merged as they are right now. But second best is to have the mass behind the lift. But overall you need them as close as possible. Obviously with the fuel tank at the rear, as this empties out, that centre of mass will move forward. So the aircraft will actually become nose heavy. And obviously the thrust to weight ratio here isn't as it's not as critical as it is with rockets, obviously. But it's still quite important. This is going to take quite a while to get up to speed on the runway itself. So obviously using the runway is practically impossible for anything but a very high TWR. Right now 50 minutes worth. I don't need 50 minutes worth of fuel. So if I say 30... If I say about 30 minutes worth, I'll leave it about there. If I say about 30 minutes. That should be okay for 30 minutes. But what I really probably need to do is remove this tank altogether. That brings it down to 25. I'm going to 1.28. So if I increase this, we might. That's not too bad. 1.13. It's not fantastic. It still gives us 14 minutes worth. So about 10 minutes worth of fuel down. Everything else is, I presume, is completely sorted out. Now I have got something else extra which doesn't seem to be working, and that is ejection seats. Let's see if I can find the... this is the same, effectively it's the same cockpit as the one we're using right now. So I've KR eject pilot, so this is an ejection seat with a personal parachute. The problem is, because we have tag life support installed, there is a bug with this particular mod. It's exactly the same mod that, well, sorry, exactly the same problem that affects external command seats as well. If a cable enters the command seat, or goes on EVA, or uses the ejection module, they instantly take on all the mass of the cockpit themselves. And also there seems to be a problem with deadly re-entry as well. The cable is basically, every time I've tested it, they've burnt up because of overheating. So I don't know what on earth what's going on there. So that is one that I need to take out. I've tested on the runway, it doesn't work. I've tested in the air, it still doesn't work. So I think I cannot fix myself. So for some reason it's taken on either the mass or the heat of the entire aircraft, which it shouldn't be. Not stood on the runway anyway. There is no heating on the runway, so unfortunately there's something wrong with that. Alright, so I'm going to carry on. Let's sort the runway out. I feel like I may actually see anything properly. I'm going to sort the undercarriage out, sorry, not the runway. So I've tried to take off from the runway with this aircraft and it doesn't seem to want to work, and the terrain around the space centre itself for some reason is still experiencing the same bug as it was in earlier versions of KSP and in the current version, which is 1.3 and even 1.4. And that is basically gaps in the tiles that make up the terrain itself. I don't know why it's so difficult for them to fix it, but I'm not a developer, I'm not a programmer. And to be perfectly honest, I'm pretty glad I am not, because of the weapons that they seem to be having. Almost seems like they want to take one step forward and take 2 steps back. So I'm not going to try and sort of second guess what could be going on. Also, something else is that can cause a problem is the very narrow rear bogies that we have. They're not too bad though. Not too bad. Right. Let's see, with this ejection module as well, it adds 4 days on to the build time. I'm going to save that. It should fly okay. It should do, if we can get off the ground. And of course then there's a problem of being able to land again on this very problematic terrain. Well, I did want to try and do aircraft contract, but I'm not going to be wasting weeks and weeks just to try to take off. I will probably try and wait for extra planetary launch pads to be unlocked and then try and build a launch pad. Not a launch pad, a runway, using that particular mod. I have got, I believe in somewhere, I have got asphalt parts. I believe all these, I believe they're still locked though, so I've not actually unlocked them. Don't think I have anywhere. None arrow. None RP0. So that's I don't understand as well. Wait, this is non RP0. Where is it? I saw it just then. It was a plug. No, no, there. There we go. Okay, power transfer conduit. And yet, we have the science parts that go with it. And they seem to be okay. But I may be wrong. This is not really what I should be looking for. What on earth is that? Right, band adapter. No, unfortunately, don't seem to be able to find it. But I know there are some asphalt parts, so I can maybe plug up the gaps in the runway. They don't seem to affect the aircraft very much, except when you hit about halfway down the runway and you hit this physics wall where there's no gap there. At least it doesn't visually appear to be a gap anywhere. Alright, so I'm going to carry on with this. We'll go up to the runway once I've finished sort of building this. I will sort out the mod. I'll uninstall the ejection seat mod and see exactly what's actually happening with the runway. Whatever happens, I will record it this time, because I've been working on this for what appears to be days. I don't seem to be able to find a solution. So if I found a solution, if that is the solution, I'll get rid of this ejection module as well. Don't seem to be working very well. Actually, it doesn't seem to work at all, to be honest. But, right. So I'm going to carry on with this. So next time you see this aircraft, hopefully you'll be at the runway. Okay.